welcome to Amethyst Style Crafting. My name is Jane Ormark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today we are on a week of Easter cards using one stamp set, which is Daffodil Daydream. Always think of Easter as being daffodils. Absolutely love this set. As I've said, the new annual catalogue will be coming out. And when there's a changeover, we never know what stamp sets are going to stay and what are going to go. So if there's ones that you like, it's worth looking at them now. And this is one of my favourites. So we're going to do something a little bit different. I love this shape down here. So that's what we've got up on here. And I'm using two colours. So I'm using, and this is going to be the background, so I'm using Mossy Meadow and I'm using Crushed Curry, which gives that sort of spring type look to it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I have positioned it where I want it. So I'm just going to move it across like that. I always put my stamp case down, which will hold the hinge back. And I am going to ink this up like that, and then I'm just going to put it in across on here. Now, the one thing about the Stamparatus which I really like is the fact that it is a hinge step, so you can hinge it down one, you can then ink up again, and stamp, pick it up, hinge down again, and it means that you've got absolute precision of where it's going to come, which is, for me, is really good, because it's fine if you know your exact spaces and you're a measurer and things like that. I'm not, so I must admit I really like being able to just do this, take it all the way down. I'm going to take my magnet and put it just further up. Make sure it's not on the ink, so I can then take this down to the last one, and then I'm going to position it again and do the other colour. So that's going to be my Mossy Meadow. So I need to just clean that first. Let me get my Simply Chamois. Excuse me leaning across as I find my Simply Chamois. And then I can just clean this up. Like that nicely. It's one of the lovely things about the Simply Chamois. You can just do it. You can see mine is very well used. It needs another clean. I have to clean it all the time. Okay, so now we've got those in. I'm just going to move that back down the bottom again, just a little bit. And I'm going to take this and I want to position it so that it comes in the middle. And I'm just going to make sure that I've got it as straight as I can. In on there like that. I can then take my plate and pick it up again, and then we're going to do this one in Crushed Curry. So let's do this one in Crushed Curry, and that's going to come down there. Take it down and put that in on there. And that's why I said it's lovely for doing different backgrounds, because you know that it's going to come exactly where you want it. So if you're somebody that likes doing backgrounds and things simply and easily, and as I say, what a pretty background this one is. I'll just move that up to there a bit. and it's quick and it's easy. So, you know, it is one of the things that I would, if you haven't got a positioning tool, I would recommend getting one, because it is one of the easiest things to use and gives you such great results. So we now have this beautiful background. So I'm going to just clean this up quickly. I always say clean as you go. But if you want to do multiple, so if you want to do a whole batch of cards, it's very easy to do it if you've got the Stamparatus, because you know, you can just do the next batch and the next batch and the next batch. I'm only making one today, so I'm not that worried about it. So let's move this out of the way and we can have a look at this background. So I think that that background is absolutely lovely. So I have got, the reason I said mossy meadow is I've got a piece of mossy meadow. So I'm going to put this onto the mossy meadow like that. And we now have a really pretty, simple, easy background. I'm going to take one of the flowers, which is this one. Now, I showed you on the last video how to colour in the flowers. So I've used Daffodil Delight Light and Dark, and I've used Granny Apple Green Light and Dark. So that's really easy to do. And then we can then put this straight in on the centre, which I'm going to put it up with dimensionals, because it's going to be, you know, quite a, what do we call it, a retro sort of card. So it's going to be a little bit more modern, a little bit more edgy. I've also got, which I want to add, and I've done that in a slightly different colour. So I've done that in a blue to just contrast. I just want a little butterfly just on there. And then we're going to have the sentiment to go on the bottom of here. And we've got these Easter blessings. So that can go in on there. And I'm going to do it on in the mossy meadow. Oops, stuck on there a minute. So I'm going to do it in mossy meadow. I'm dithering because I've just used it, and there it is. And I just need a little piece of scrap. So what have I've got that scrap that I was using the other day, but I want it to come down on the side like that. So I'm going to put it in on the center and see if it will work that way. I want it in mossy meadow. So let's just give that an ink up with the Easter blessing. Excuse my head if it comes in, but I want to try and get this as centered as I can. Easter blessings, nice. And then I just need to wait for that to dry a second, and I'm going to have it trim it down. Let's see if I can trim it down with my trimmer a second. I've got it all underneath because I've taken the other bits out. That's the trouble when you have your desk, isn't it? You work and have everything out while you're doing it. So I'm just going to, am I in on here? Yes, I am. I'm just going to see if I can trim this down a little bit. Let's do this bit first. So I don't want to trim it down just a little tad because I want it to go across there if I can. So that's that bit that gives me that edge straight. Then I can come down here. Now it just shows, even though you've got a tiny, tiny pieces like this, you can use your trimmer to be able to cut things beautifully straight if you want it. And I think that's probably about right. Let's have a little look. So we're going to put this in. I'm going to have that, I think, coming right the way across the bottom, like that. Do I want it coming in there? It's not quite, is it? Let's just take a tiny little bit off of this side. That's just a little bit, don't need too much, just a little bit off there, and a little bit off there. That should keep it nicely on there. Now I could border it if I wanted to, but I don't think I am on this. I think I'm just going to keep that fairly simple. Now I know I'm losing the green on there, but I think that's going to be, what I might do is see if I can take this just down a little tiny bit. See how far down it'll go. That's going to be fine. I'll just take that off. Don't think I can get it any further down the bottom because it's going to cut into that G, but I just wanted to see if it will go. No, it's still going to take it on there. I might just bring it down a bit so we've still got the green at the top and that at the bottom. Or bring it in. Yes, I'm dithering because I don't want to lose the green part on there, so I might actually put it in there so it comes over, so that is almost the bottom of it, which will be fine. So these are going to be put up with dimensionals. So let's just take that. This is going to be glued down on there for the background. So we can take that down quickly. Now I know I haven't cut anything out of the back of this little piece, but I should have done. But for time for video, if I was doing it myself, I would do. As you know, I cut down everything, but I'm not on this one. So this is going to give us the two colours like that. That is going to then have dimensionals, dimensionals, dimensionals. So let's just pop some of these on here. As you know, I'm using some that I was given, so I can be quite generous with them because they were given to me. So I've got quite a lot to use. So that can come there. I want this one up. Got bits of stuffing for. I've been doing some crocheting little pots of flowers for Easter, and I'm really quite pleased with them, so I might actually come and show you them when we've got. In fact, I did it with a pot that I was making a little container for on one of the other videos, which I hope a few of you saw. Although I must admit I've not been getting as many of my subscribers and views as I normally get, so I don't know whether YouTube has decided to put things not quite up there for a while. I don't know. I don't keep up with all of this. I just do my videos and enjoy doing them and don't really keep track of all the bits that you probably should be doing for, what do they call it, algorithms and things like that. I just make them, and if people watch them and enjoy them, then that's the most important thing. Right, so I'm just going to balance this up first to just see where I want, because I want these to come in here. That's fine. So I'm going to put this one on first, and then hopefully there's enough to just tag it in. Just take the backings off. As I say, I could have mounted it, but because I'm putting it in between the two green layers, I think it will work okay. So it's going to come between these two here, and it comes right to the edge of the card anyway. Then we can have this one in on top, take these pieces off. A bit like static, they stick to you, don't they? But we're almost there. If I don't get them off, then it won't stick. Okay, so this one is going to come, I'm just going to tuck it underneath. That's going to come in on the Easter, like that. And then I just need to see where I'm going to put the little, I could put it there actually, couldn't I? Could I put it there so it takes it off of there? One on there and one on, that might work actually. So what I need to do is I need to, because I've just put one on there, I need to add another, at least one, if not two. So which one am I going to do it on? It comes that way, so it needs to be that one. So I'm just going to put another one in on top. And I might even have to put another one in on top of there, I think. So we've got 3 on top of each other, like that. So then when I take that off, it should just come in like that, and then that's going to go. Is that high enough or is that too high? That's way too high, isn't it? Hold on, let's take one of these off. Me turning around and think it needs to be 3 high. Don't think it needs to be 3 high at all. Right, I'm going to take those ones off, and we'll just put 2 on, I think, because then that'll work a bit better. So 1, and then we'll just have another one just on top, because then it should just come down to the bottom. So let's put that one in. Got it the right way? Yes, I have. In like that. Okay, so we'll take that one off of there, that one off of there. Then that is going to come in on here like that, which is perfect. And the other one then just comes in, and that fits perfectly on there, so it's flat. So you've got the little butterfly coming through, and that just takes it, with it not being mounted on there, that just takes it up a little bit. So I'm going to put that onto a card base. I'm not going to show that to you. You could put some little twinklies on there. I might add a few to just add, you know, a little something. Again, you'll see it on the front cover of the video, but I don't want it to be too long. So as always, please stay safe and well, please be kind, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye bye.